Welcome back, boys and some girls. So I just wanted to show you the farm which I've been working on for the past few days. It's been a very long journey, but it's not very basic, but it has very basic features basically, right? So obviously we have the start, we have the reset button, and we have a cycle. Cycle basically means, do we plant or do we harvest? Those are the two options that we have. But secretly, if you look at the cabling, it's not that crazy, right? It's not insanely crazy, but the harvest, as you can see, is always on like the planting, on the planting, the water, and the fertilizer, which are all controlled by this switch eventually. I think it looks kind of cool. We can also let this thing run in the background. As you see, it is on harvest only and there's nothing planted, so nothing is gonna happen. But I do love this one. Now I could have made this in a way easier design. The reason why I made this and I'm making this video in general is because I've seen a lot of things on YouTube, a lot of automatic farms, which are basically just one line of pumps going forward and that's it. And I thought it was boring. Like, I could have made a giant line of pumps and then push them away with a piston and then retract them, and then that's it. Like, could it be done like times this thing, whatever you see over there, this module, just timed it by the amount of plots that I want. But it's boring. I don't want to have that. I want something that's a little bit more interesting, printer style. So I made this thing. But because it's a very specific kind of farm with very specific layouts, I do have to do very specific things. And also because this is so huge, the farm is so huge, it has to go, look, from all the way over here all the way to that corner over there. There is a bar, I'll show you from the roof actually. There is a bar that goes across two pistons, and it's a problem. Like, if I have only had one piston on this side and this side didn't have anything, this would not work, right? Technically I should have used ice here, but I don't have any ice yet because I've only done the second grow lab. I haven't really progressed much in the story. I've been working on this thing. You can see the logic here. I love to name things to make them very specific, like the x-axis, the y-axis. I have all the... If somebody wants, I can explain all of this. Like, I can explain how I built it, like technically all the wiring and stuff. It's not crazy difficult. Actually, the building process for the logic is the easiest part. Physically building this, like placing all the concrete blocks, checking where to place them, this was the more difficult thing to do. It was a nightmare scenario. There was a lot of problems that I had to do, like the fact that you can't weld on buildings. You have to weld on your lift, and then only you can like attach the thing, right? So if you have a couple of pistons, let's say, or you have like a, I don't know, like a bearing on here, and you had added another one, you added another like line here, you wanted them to connect with bearing, you had to do this on this, then go to your welding tool and select the two pieces that you want to be counted as one piece. Because if you do this just like this on a building like right here, it would not work, unfortunately. So there's a bunch of small stuff like this that actually take more time to build stuff that shouldn't really take more time to build stuff, but it does. Let's just let this thing run another time. I've been running this thing for like, I don't know, 30 times in a row to make sure everything is fine and it gets the job done every single time. I think the most important thing to not get this thing stuck is actually the timing, because on these corners usually it gets stuck here because of timing. Like, it wants to go there faster than actually it wants to go over there, so it kind of gets stuck in the corner. This is something that when I play a little bit more and I get the sawbots and I can actually get wedges, I can actually solve this no problem, because it's just gonna kind of glide off the corners. But I don't know, I like it the way it is right now, and it's fine. There's a couple that it's always gonna miss. For some reason it's always gonna miss this. I know why. It's because there's 10 pistons on each side. If you check this thing, you see it's a little bit turned to the right now. It's because of the speed. Like, one row of pistons is always going to be faster than the other row of pistons, and the result is that sometimes it's going to be a little bit turned to one side and not the other side, and that's a problem. but it is the best I can do with what I have right now, and I don't really want to work too much more on it because of 6 plots that don't actually get watered or fertilized. But weirdly enough, on the way back, if I disable this, you should... oh wait, it doesn't, it's not gonna work because... never mind. I forgot. There's a whole logic to this whole thing. I do have a bunch of defenses, but nothing crazy, right? I do have a crusher that goes around, but it's nothing like insane. You might see all of these pillars and wonder what they are. Actually, just like in Europe 1940, what, 5, 4? It's actually to prevent an invasion. So whenever the enemies come for a raid, they usually won't come in here. Now, for some reason, they will come here, no matter what I do. So I installed the crusher here. The problem is that I still don't have this crusher really upgraded. So it's still slow, so it doesn't really kill anything beside toadbots, and they attack it from far away. So I do need to upgrade this. There's a bunch of things I want to do. I want to have like kill boxes all over the place, like these kind of bunkers, foxholes with turrets in them, because these, yes, are turrets. Actually, I can turn them on and just show you. Boom, turrets are on now. So it will scan, and the speed depends on the level. Ouch, ouch, don't kill me. Basically, every time it senses something, it stops the controller, so it stays still, and then it just starts shooting as long as somebody is standing in front of it. And if it doesn't, then it's just gonna constantly be spinning around searching for something. I made 2 of them so I can do 180, and it's not gonna take as much time. Oh yeah, and also it's double the guns, so that's very nice. The main problems with this farm is mainly the size of it. Because it's so huge, there's a lot of things you have to do, that if you make this a much smaller farm, you don't really need that. Just so you get an idea, there's like 40 plots or 40 something, I think almost 50 plots just here. Like from here to there, I think there's 40 or 50 if I'm not wrong plots. So it's a pretty huge farm, and I'm never gonna actually need all of these lines. But I still made it this big in case I ever want to try something crazy. Back here we also have my fertilizer farm. I guess I ran out of cardboard, but there's a bunch of slaves here or prisoners that just eats cardboard and take a shit, and then I take the shit. And I can actually combine this. In the future it's going to be actually added to my factory, which I plan to make, which is a factory that makes everything. Oh yeah, I forgot, I need to shut you off, so you won't waste ammo. All of them are connected to this chest, which is connected to this chest, which unfortunately doesn't transfer, even though there's a connection on top of the chest. I don't know why it does that, but it just doesn't. Still, looks nice, and it's also a nice way for me to put all my ammo somewhere, so I just place it there. And I just have this thing to make me more fertilizer. Also, the nice thing about this place is because it's so close to the water, Mr. Flying Carpet Bombing Robot thingy always gets over there, turns over there, goes around, because he doesn't want to get close to the water, and because he always watches nearby, he goes near the roads. So it's a very nice place. I don't like that it's very slanted, like you see it goes down and then up. There's like a little valley right here. I could have maybe searched for a better place, but who cares? It doesn't really matter. The pumps reach everything. It still can plant all of it. It is what it is. I do have like this nice module here, that the fertilizer over here, the seeds over here, and then whatever you harvest is going to be over here. Right? I like it. I guess we can just show it just pumping out water just for the sake of it. Maybe let's do one raid. I guess we could do 40 tomatoes. I don't really have a great defensive system yet for this whole thing, so I don't want to do great raids just yet. But the functionality of the farm is actually working, and it did take me a crazy amount of time, unfortunately, because of so many like little things I didn't know about. I didn't know you needed to weld, like I mentioned before up there. I didn't know you had to do things on the lift and only then you can weld, so I had a problem with that. And then I had a problem with the different kind of like spacing you need to do for the pistons. I guess I can quickly show you this. Come here, don't run away from me. Oh, no, stay on this. Yeah, so this is going to be 9, this is going to be 8, this is going to be 8, and this is going to be 10. So the size difference is not the same. It does change, right? And you can see there's a bunch of timers and sensors. Mostly every corner that you see, like I give it a signal to go all the way there, and then the signal pushes it. A little bit of a timer later, it pushes it back here, and then when it touches this sensor, it immediately pushes it that way, waits a couple of seconds for it to settle, pushes it all the way to the other end. Sensor over there, same thing, same here, over here, boom boom boom, until it gets over there to this far sensor, and then it just repeat the same thing just backwards with a bunch of like smart systems that make it. This is why you can see there's a bunch of timers. There's 2 timers for each sensor, right? You're gonna see over there, because there is one for going backwards and one for going forward. I'm not gonna totally explain everything how this works now. If somebody wants to, I can do a video about this. Basically, this is the key part. This gate, I call it a seesaw gate, because basically one side is always gonna be turned on. The OR gate doesn't matter, the NOR gates matter. So either this side of the NOR is going to be on, or this side is going to be on. It makes it very easy to remember, so you connect things either to this or to this, and then basically it keeps the same thing. No matter if you power it or you don't give it power, it's just going to be constantly on by like one side is always going to be on no matter what you do. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of signal you give it, some side is going to be on as long as only one side is given a signal. But yeah, I really like this one. It's actually doing one raid on this thing, so I can actually also show you how this thing plants and everything. It does miss, like I said, a couple of them, but I don't care that much about it missing. And also at the ends, if you see right at the end, because it stays there for a couple of seconds, it wastes a few seeds. I guess it ran out of 20 seeds, so it doesn't matter. But because it touches this thing, right? So the harvest one, not the harvest, I forgot the name of it. The planter pump actually wastes a bunch of seeds at the end. I could solve this by basically turning around the modules and switching all the sensors to be on this side. It could solve this, no problem. But again, it doesn't really matter to me that much. It's not going to take me too much time, but it's nice. I also have a bunch of, like, I have a honeycomb farm right here using the flowers thingies. You basically just take this kind flower, come here, come with me, and then you just throw it in this thing, and it's gonna actually give us beeswax over time, which is a nice glue factory to have, tire factory, all the things that needs this thing, which is extremely nice. Throw all of this, then we can go up and have a look-see. Coming from over here, are you gonna be able to shoot them? I think it's too far away from you. Why is it not? Okay, now it's crushing them. Nice. What about you? And you got crushed. Yep. Give me this. So as you can see, against low level defenses, it is very nice. I did try this against 40, what it's called, 40 beats, and I actually lost this whole thing to an exploding bots because I didn't have this thing ready to actually target everything. I need to change this thing. I actually made this facing toward the gate, the base, and it was actually better, but then I thought to change it to kill everything that's incoming. But I guess it's not good enough. So yeah, I guess I'm going to change it back again to face the gate. So everything that comes to the gate is going to get shot. I think that's the best way. And I do have this door made of 2 wide of metal 1. For now, I don't have a lot of things yet in the game. Like I said, I played a lot with this farm and a bunch of other shit. But I didn't really progress the game too much. I still don't have a lot of things from the game. I still don't have a staircase built to get up here. I do use my lift every single time. I do want some kind of a resource collecting thingy that I'm gonna have like an entire loop around this thing, and I'm gonna have like a line that goes like that, right, like this. And then I'm gonna have like a car that follows this thing with the chest that is turned on, and it's gonna collect all the things that are gonna get trapped here by basically by crushing them. So all the things like the component stuff that I just took, or whatever, basically it's gonna get collected by this train that goes around this whole thing. But I do have to change a bunch of things, and you know, just a bunch of fun stuff. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you chose one. If you did, thank you. If you didn't, let me know so I can improve. Besides that, keep safe, and I'll see you next one. Bye bye. Don't forget to ask me if you want me to make a video about this. I will. Bye.